Okay, all right. So we're just gonna kind of just jump right into it because I made the other videos. So we're gonna erase all this stuff. Okay, so once you get to the point where you're starting to make at least like 10 grand, 20 grand a month, right? You're kind of really not gonna really need any more money. The rest of the money you can just use for marketing or business or whatever. So even if you like, okay, like for example, the business I even chose this business because it's a high margin business. There's like almost no risk to me, and it's just upside, nothing but upside, right? I help the person learn how to start a business. It's like I'm literally just sitting there talking to them, right? I'm going to talk to you. I'm not going to like, hey, do this. Okay, now you do this. Now you do this. Now you do this. I'm getting paid for my experience being old. Okay, and if I turn up somebody's business for 25K, 20 of these equals what? Do 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 do. 25K equals 20, around 500K. Okay, so for 500K, and then you know, basically make it 10 grand a month, just sitting around helping them out whenever they need help. Okay, does that work for me? Yeah, yeah, of course it does, right? Yeah, and I'm going to use the money on what? Nothing, like dumb stuff or whatever. Like, what am I gonna do with the money? I can't do nothing with it. Like, what am I gonna do with it, right? So the point is that this goes to the war chest, right? This goes into here, right? I keep maybe at this point I'll keep $2,000 on me, but I put what 200 in here, and the rest 200 300,000 goes out to get more, right? I mean, just keep doing it. I probably won't have any more than 1 million liquid, and maybe some gold, maybe 1 million liquid in gold, and maybe some silver, 500 in silver, or 500,000 in gold, or something like that. I don't really know the numbers, but there's kind of like no point in doing this shit, right? Because you just know the game. When you know how to generate the income, it doesn't really matter. You're not really worried about like hoarding it and all this other stuff because you know how to go get it. You get it because everybody has desires, they all have needs, and it's our job to bring them into alignment, and and help them and cash in, right? So this is why you're going to want to have like a personal goal or a personal objective or whatever it is, because it just don't matter, right? So like the whole thing is that like this is my philosophy. It's like my philosophy on this stuff. It's not like you have to believe this, but it's just the way I think. Because if you talk to real estate investors, they'll tell you to have like almost no money saved up, or they'll tell you other stuff, or they'll talk about like all these other things. But it's just not, this shit don't matter, right? The only thing that does matter is that you just have cash on hand, right? You got enough cash on hand, and you got the skill set in order to generate the money. If you got the skill set to generate as much money as you want, you're basically, the game's over. Okay. Now, since the game is over, um, I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to do with myself now, right? Because I learned a lot about a lot, and the money is not the money's not the same anymore. Okay, the money's not the same anymore for me because I'm at this new part now where I discovered the secrets, and the money doesn't matter. Okay, before my goals were like, okay, I'm gonna get 100,000 a month. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Which I probably eventually get there, but it's not like I'm gonna be like forcing it. So I'm like, I'm 37. I have about the next 20, probably 20 to 30 years to live, as long as nobody blows up anything or is weird. So I'm like, okay, I'm get some life insurance. You know, more life insurance. Like, what do you do, right? You're gonna. I just went to vacation. I came back, right? What do I do? You know what I'm saying? And this is the kind of things you need to think about, because like, what are you going to be doing with yourself, right? Because now you have the ability to do anything, but why would you do it? You know what I'm saying here? Like, why would you do it? Right? There was this ad the other day I was looking at. There was this ad the other day I was looking at, and it was like, download Tango. Wow, there's hot babes on Tango, and it was like this dating thing. Obviously did not do it, but it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, here's like something to get in the way, and all these things are like distractions that kind of like mess up your money, right? So this is where you're going to have to want to understand yourself. This is why I keep talking about yourself being in alignment, all this other stuff, because when you finally get to this point, which is pretty quick, you're eventually going to fall off the rails if you can't maintain it, right? Because you're not really mentally fit or spiritually fit in order to have the money or to have all this stuff, which is a big thing. I've been in the spiritual game and been doing sex magic and doing all this other shit for years, I've been doing this shit since I was 22. So because I've been doing this since I was 22, I've already built the muscle of adapting quickly, learning what's going on, and all the other stuff, right? So basically, I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to do now? Probably just more what vacations with the family, right? Maybe more babies. I talked about that. Maybe two more, right? Two more babies, maybe. I'm not sure yet, but probably two. Um, more vacations, which basically just business vacations, which I already do. So I probably do maybe. I haven't done any in the last 2 years, but I normally will go to like maybe like 4 to 5 events per year, and that's only like $1,000 most of the time, right? And you just show up and you talk to people, you network and hang out with people, talk about business or whatever. That's pretty much it, right? And you can probably get some clients there too. It just depends on like what you want to do, right? But the business vacations are kind of for fun and to get away from your family, even though they're you love them and everything. You just want to get away from them. You're like you need a break, so you just go there, reset, be there for like 3 days, 3 to 4 days. Um, but then I talked about also buying vacation villas, which is the plan with the money, right? So I'm probably gonna buy like 12 to 20 of them with the leftover money. Why? I mean, I got nothing else to buy. I talked about the farm. I talked about water supply. I talked about politics, right? So there's really not like anything else left for me to do except like join clubs and stuff like that. Okay, so join clubs, have more relationships, have more money. Um, that's it. Like the vacations you go on with your family is only going to be around 20K a year, and then all this other stuff is like generating income and stuff. So it's like, what are you going to be doing exactly, right? The kids, I don't want them going to regular college because it's going to make them retarded. They can go, but I don't want them to be retarded. So it's like, okay, well, so you just educate them. Like, here you go. How much is it for the education? Like, I just pay. Like you can just pay a regular economics teacher or something. I'd be like, yeah, like how much does this cost? Like for my personal services, yeah, like 5 grand. Okay, here, take it. Teach my kid everything. All right. You need to go to school for like 8 years for this shit. For it. Do it in 2 months. Do it in 2 months and get all your education right here. The rest of the stuff is just being social in the environment and drinking and all the other stupid shit that they do at college, right? Basically, this is a big slush fund. It's all about slushing money anyway, right? Anyways, this is it, man. Like I don't have anything else to buy. You know what I'm saying? Like eventually you get to the point where you're not really buying shit no more, right? I got a giant TV here I don't watch. Because all the things that you do in business, it has nothing to do with like things as being a regular person. You're a regular person. You want to try all the restaurant foods. You want to do all this stuff, but you don't realize it's just the same fucking foods, right? So we're driving down the beach, and they got the fish. They got wow, look at the chicken, and they got vegetables. So look at this special vegetable was turned this way. Oh my, it's nice when you don't really know what's going on. But then what do you see outside? You see the Cisco truck. You see the U.S. Foods. Basically, what they do is they supply all the food to the restaurants, right? Which is what wholesale discounted foods. Okay, which is nothing really wrong with that person. Nothing really wrong with that, but it's like you're just eating the same food dressed up differently. So the question is, what food do you actually like, right? So what I like eating a steak here and there. Most times I don't really eat meat at all. So I really eat chicken now, unless it's like jerk chicken, rice, beans. That's what I like to eat, right? Basic Caribbean foods, right? Or American foods, right? And so what do you do now? You get it. There's nothing to do. Okay. So it's just buying that, and I think I wrote down some of this shit. Let me see. I'm sorry for so much cursing too, by the way. But like at some point, it's like it don't really matter, man. That's why you just gotta have fun. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta have fun. You gotta jump on calls, hang out with friends. That's why you gotta have friends and doing this stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you know, I'll be buying this, I'll be buying that, because they're dumb. They don't know what's going on, man. Let's see here. Help people, obviously. Like most of the stuff, most of my stuff is just helping people, right? I just like that. Buy more real estate, obviously. That's what you do. Um, yeah, just help more people, man. I mean, that's it. As anything that you do, you can just start a business doing it if you wanted to. Um, yeah, I'm looking at the goals now, and I'm like, damn, like have $1 million in gold, $1 million in silver, car wash, buy an apartment complex. It's like dumb shit or whatever, like stuff that you can just do. Stuff that you can just do, and it's not even it's not even a big deal anymore. The whole thing is to get the skills, man. You got to get the skills, man. You got to just get the skills, and that's really gonna be the game changer. I know it sounds corny, but that's really the game changer is getting the skills, and everything else kind of like doesn't really matter, you know. So just doing that, and this is where we're at. Just gonna keep. You can do that with 20K a month, right? You're out the game at 20K a month. You can move overseas. You can do whatever real estate notes, you know. But the point is to build that war chest up, right? Once you got around probably like 50 to 75K cash on hand, maybe 100, you really stop like worrying about shit because it's like, okay, this don't matter anymore. But you're gonna see yourself getting angry at the job if you're at the job or whatever because you're just like, why am I even here? It's just stupid. You can't let that get to you unless they're playing the corporate game and you got to leave. You can't let this stuff get to you because it is stupid. You'll just have 250,000 cash saved up in the bank and just be at your job and you're just raking in like 4K or 10K a month. Let's say you don't have a job and you just have this cash on hand and you have this coming in a month. You're like, what? Why am I even here? I can just go do something else. Like, what you do the thing that you really want to do. The point of this video is this though. Okay, you're just doing what you want to do. Okay, it's not like you're going down this magical path. You're just doing what you want to do. I want to own vacation properties. I want to own a farm. I can partner with farms, and which I already do. And I do this stuff already, but it's just one of these things where it's like it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter if you go through a bankruptcy. It doesn't matter if you lose all your money. It doesn't matter if you start over. It doesn't none of this stuff matters because it's just about doing what you want to do anyway while you're here, right? Obviously you follow the law, you do the right thing, whatever, right? But the point is that what else is there to do? You pretty much have whatever freedom you really want for the most part, or whatever liberty. I mean, you shouldn't be driving with no helmet on and a bunch of just random like dumb stuff, but you just if you have a job, you go to your job. If you have a business, you should be doing that, in my opinion, obviously. And that's it. I mean, what else is there? As long as you're not anchoring yourself down with a house or you're not falling for any of these political scams or whatever, then you're good to go. You're just winning. So, so this really does the point of the video is that you got to build this war chest up, right? And right now, I'm like, okay, well, since I'm at the age now, I guess I'll just earn more money and I'll just like work more because like there's really nothing for me to actually kind of like do per se. Like I've kind of done everything I wanted to do. Anything a person would think that they would want to do. Um, I went on vacations. I traveled places. I understand history, the world. I understand why the way it works, the way it works. Talked about building your war chest. So and here's the thing too: you don't have to quit your job. Just work at your job. You build your war chest up. Okay, great. I got about like 100 grand, or 50 grand, or 75K, or whatever. Just don't touch it. Just live off of your job income. Live off of that. Keep investing in yourself and your business. Keep growing it. After a while, you'll have like over $500,000 in cash, and you'll be like, "Why do I have all this money?" And then you'll invest it, and then you'll fall on your face, and then you'll be like, "Dang it!" And then you get it, and then you make videos like this online where you're like, "I can't believe I fell on my face, but I guess it doesn't matter because." This happened or that happened and or I got divorced or whatever, right? I lost my baby mama, took me for everything, whatever the answer is, right? Whatever the answer is for you. But that's really all there is to it, man. And I wish I had me earlier in my life to show me because the way these guys talk about online dating and relationships, all this stuff is like it's really gay, right? And I don't want to be a jerk, whatever, but meaning it's like women stuff. you don't really want to be looking at this stuff. You don't be looking at too much dating content. You want to be looking at too much like women stuff. You want to look at like man and taking care of yourself stuff first. Then the rest of the stuff is all women stuff, like relationships, whether or not a woman should talk to you, and all this other stuff. Like that's like the problem. The problem is that you don't really have any confidence, and the money doesn't really give you confidence socially, but it does give you confidence in your life because everything will make sense. Then you talk to somebody to say, okay, I got myself put together. What do I do now? Well, the answer is to have a family and to do this, right? To have a family and stuff. Not supposed to be just dating and But if you listen to the advice like Myron gave, whatever, you're supposed to be suffering and you got to fight and you got to. It's just a way to send you off to the slaughter. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. Most kids just want a job, just like anybody else, but you're trying to be rich too fast. Don't just get the skills. Like if you already got college debt, I guess they got me with that, you know. But anyways, the point is that basically this is how you do it, right? So how does it have to do with sex matching now, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to get a couple more sales before the end of the month, right? I'm gonna try to get like 3 more sales, and I'm gonna basically just show what I'm doing real quick, and then I'm just gonna get back on the ball, right? Because I talked about a big bill I had to pay. Okay. Okay. So I'm doing a special discount, right? I talked about 7,500 to get started, and then 500 for support, right? For clients. So I normally charge 15 to 25K. I think it's worth it personally, but I just like, okay, let me just get some money in the door. So I already made a couple sales, but I need around like 3 more. Okay, 3 more. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Minus, actually, times 1,500. Okay. Oh wait, 500 times 3, 15. Okay. All right. So for 3 sales, it's going to put me at 22.5. This basically covers any like payments that I have to make to this debt. I'm gonna try to like settle with them, but basically you just make the payments to them, right? Like whatever. And what you can do is you can settle. Sometimes they'll settle for 30%. Sometimes they'll settle for 40%, 60%, like whatever the number is. They'll just settle for it. So let's just say is this, then it'll be what the payments would be. Just to say over 5 years, so around like $1,000 or something, right? So basically, $1,000 a year. I mean, $1,000 a month over a course of 5 years. So basically, for 12K, that covers all the payments for this thing. Get it? So done, right? So I just made all the money to pay for this payments for the year, and now it's just time to make the rest of it, which is basically another 20 sales, right? But once I get 3 sales, that basically pays for all the payments, right? So if this is a small example, like let's say you got a credit card, and the credit cards are maybe $1,200, right, for the month. So it's like, okay, you get around like what, you get 5 clients real quick, bring them in the door, 7,500 or whatever the number is that you actually want to be in the right business where it makes sense too. Okay, can't just be in any business. Okay, so if you make 3,700 off of these 5 clients, I'm sorry, 37,500, and then you minus the 1,200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it gives you basically 2 years wiggle room with 5 clients. Okay. All right. And that's if you owe, like, what was it, 60,000 or whatever the number I put down. Let me see. That's if you owed, what the fuck? Yeah, that was 60,000 or $1,200 a month. Okay, $1,200 a month. See, times that by times this by 5. Let's say 5 years. So you owe that, whatever, right? The point is that you're covered for 2 years of payments with just 5 sales, right? So for 5 sales, you cover 2 years of payments. That means that gives you 2 years of wiggle room in order to make the money to pay that shit off, right? Which if you just make 20 sales, right? You make 20 sales at maybe it's your regular number, but let's just say 7,500 just to keep it even. So you make 20, boom, times 20. So not only did the 5 sales to cover your bills, but now you got 20 sales. So now you're at 150,000. You minus whatever the full debt was, you're back in the clear. Okay, so you get it. So it's really about like I know I talk a lot about like my issues or whatever on the channel and stuff like that, but it's really just about like figuring out like, okay, what do I have to do to get past this moment, and then you just figure out how to do it, and at that point you got a new skill, right? So the things are always going to come up. It's going to be something else for me now, and I'm still stupid. Sometimes I'll do dumb stuff. I'll buy things that don't matter or whatever. I don't buy cars and stuff, but I buy like trainings and shit. Some stupid trainings. Like right here, I'm looking at another one talking about astrology and magic, and it's like a couple $1,000. So I'll just buy that, right? So it's like, what should I? It's like, what am I gonna buy, right? So it's just I don't know. The world is funny. We're trying to figure out the real secrets, right? I'm trying to figure out the real secrets, right? Magnetism and energy and all this other stuff. Because the shit is like, it don't matter, man. Stuff don't matter. Anyway, that's it. Um, that's how you do it. Be clear here. Okay, that's how you do it. It's not really like it's rocket science, but the part is that people don't really know. So that's how you build your war chest. Now, how does it have to do with sex magic? So the point is that it's just put you in an altered state, so that way you can then achieve the thing that you want to do. I've been recently been doing my practices lately, and I'm like, okay, let's start to manifest this 50 to 100K a month now, and let's get used to this new energy that I'm going to be in going forward, because I'm not really studying anymore. I don't have nothing to study. I watched all the tabs. If you guys remember, I do have some of these tabs up. I do have some of these tabs up. I got a leftist guy. I got Pete, whatever his name is. It's me, Pete UDR or whatever. The Indian dude. I have like some other tabs here that just are open. Right here, why they erased the unlimited food forest. Like basically in America, you could just pull fruit off the trees at one point in around the 1800s or 1900s. Just figuring out the truth. It's not really nothing else going on. Got my guy Micah here. I listen to all his videos, so it's pretty much done. Like I don't really have anything else left to particularly watch at this point. There are these videos that I have here just that are around, but I don't really need to watch these because I already know what's going on. If that makes sense, okay? I already kind of know what's going on with this. All right. Yeah, I don't really need to watch these, even though some of these are like an hour or so. Yeah, but I don't really need to watch them because I understand what's really happening here. So they blocked this one now too. Damn. See, I gotta hurry up and watch these before they block them. Seem to be blocking all of them, man. Mm, Egyptians' origins of Christianity. Don't play. No. All right. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm using my money on now, because that's it, right? I mean, more magic. Something all you do, you have an orgasm. It puts you in a relaxed state. Or you can also do this. You don't have to do it that way. You can also do it like dancing. You can do it on what else? You can go to like a sleep deprivation tank and just think about the thing you want all the time, and just is basically trying to install a new identity into you. All this stuff has to do with like magic at the end of the day. It's just about installing altars or a version of yourself that is going to be ready for whatever it is that you're going to do. That's pretty much all it is. It's not really like it's rocket science or nothing like that. Okay. So I'm going to watch these videos, and That's it, right? So just I don't know. I maybe I need to watch the old video to figure out what's going on because the vacation houses are pretty affordable. Now that you know what's going on, you're just not supposed to do anything stupid, right? Like I thought about like I remember I was supposed to go to this one. I still have it up in my tabs. But, just give me a little quick place. But these are the houses I'm going to buy houses. Just buy houses like this. Basically, just rent them out, and I don't even know what you do with a place this fucking big. Like, what do you even do with this? Like, you know what I'm saying here? Like, even if you had it, like, this is like too much. Like, and here's the thing too. When you're younger, you think that this is like good, but this is like it's too much. It's like too much space. Like, unless you have your whole entire family living here, and you need like four other kids, and it's like you're gonna have like three wives. Like, look, they got every damn thing. You got mini golf. You got this thing. Like, it's obviously a family vacation place you take. But you go to family vacation and stuff. But just look how much space it is. Right, this is the kind of place you buy and you bury somebody in the backyard so you don't have to pay taxes. But this is a lot. This is a lot, and you just have the whole family live there for like generations. Like, okay, yeah, but unless you're doing that, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, having a house full of kids, like, is actually probably the best thing you can do. But even then, it's like, what, you got a fucking bar here? Like, what, you get it? So it's really like it's really something else. But it's just 12 bedroom mega mansion. It's just this shit just don't make any sense, man. Like, this is a lot of fucking space, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you don't know what you're looking at, you think that this shit matters. And it's like, why do I want to live in a place this fucking big where I gotta climb 80 steps to come see my kid? You know? It's unnecessary. And I know that, I'm young and I'm a millennial and it's so unnecessary. All of it is just so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. I can only imagine the bill it actually costs to actually like keep it like cool or hot or whatever. Or maybe it's just nice because of the weather, but it's just I just don't like you have events here is you just don't own them. You just don't own them just to own them. You know, I really have become my mentors, man. Just a regular guy. No matter how many properties I have or apartment or whatever it is, right? I just don't. This shit is stupid. And you're just not supposed to say shit about it. You're supposed to let other people just keep paying for this shit too. Like, being there for like 2 weeks, okay, but like, nah. Like, you sleep most of the time. You sleep, you're working, okay. Like, a lot of this stuff, unless you're really like smashing, it just don't make any sense, man. This shit don't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I was talking to my friend about it. I was like, because you invite like a celebrity on there, but even then, like, they don't even know what they're doing either. So what's the point? Kids, man. That's the answer. Have as many kids as you can. Anyway, that's it. I am going to go back to it, do a little magic, wink, wink, right? Get busy, and so we can manifest some more cashola. Hope you guys enjoyed this, man. See you.